Good night and welcome to Benalmádena's first English news broadcast. Digital Costa del Sol brings you every Friday all the information about this week's news. Once again, this year Benalmádena celebrates the Conference on Prevention of Gender Violence with a full room at the El Bilbil Castle, where took place a presentation organized by City Council Equality Area.
Benalmádena's mayor and equality councilman Víctor Navas chaired on Tuesday a new edition of the Conference on Prevention of Gender Violence, which took place in the El Bilbil Castle under the title The 2030 Agenda and the Sustainable Development Goals from the Gender Approach to the Prevention of Violence. The mayor opened the day, thanked everyone for their attendance, and reviewed some data on this problem. The City Council is fully committed to the fight against all materialized violence against women, and even today we must continue to redouble these efforts. In recent times, we have become aware of a new and cruel expression of gender violence, vicarious violence, because it is the most extreme damage that the abuser can cause to a woman. Between 2013 and 2019, 36 minors have been killed by their parents or their parents' partners. He also wanted to highlight the municipal plan against gender violence. In 2020, we approved a comprehensive plan against gender violence, valid until 2024, which aims to strengthen the municipal structure against gender violence residing in the Municipal Information Center for Women. This year, we wanted to dedicate the day to Agenda 2030 on Sustainable Development, whose Goal 5 established the commitment of the international community to achieve gender equality and the empowerment of all women and girls, establishing as one of the goals of that point to eliminate all forms of violence against all women and girls in the public and private spheres, including trafficking and sexual and other types of exploitation. We also saw other members of the government team as Javier Marín, Alicia Ladaga, or Irene Díaz, the opposition as Juan Antonio Lara or Presentación Aguilera, or the security forces of the municipality. The presentation was given by Inmaculada and José María Cabello from the NGO Women in Conflict Zone. Inmaculada was the first to speak, talking about the importance of education and training, among other topics. She also highlighted feminism as a mobilizing and empowering agent essential to build a just society. José María explained that a clear commitment to feminism and, in general, to human rights is necessary. He also reviewed the critique from a feminism approach to international agendas and stressed the importance of thinking globally but acting locally to bring about social change. During the presentation, the Sustainable Development Goals and their interpretation from a feminist approach, the wage gap, access to jobs and basic needs, and human trafficking were discussed. At the end of the presentation, there was a question and answer session, and the event concluded with the projection of a video.
Benalmádena is one of the municipalities of the province with less unemployment according to the last data launched by the INE. With an unemployment rate of 17.35% during October, it leaves the best data of the historical series in the last decade.
Benalmádena's mayor, Víctor Navas, spoke with the media last week to highlight the latest data on employment and occupation in the municipality. Benalmádena had, during the month of October, the best employment data of the historical series in the last decade. As reflected in the INE and Social Security data, Benalmádena presented last month the best employment data of the last decade. This 2021, the percentage of unemployed in Benalmádena amounts to 17.35%, with the population group with the highest incidence of unemployment being those over 45 years of age. But since 2007, we had not had such a positive unemployment figure as last October, when the percentage of unemployed was 17.76%. Now the figure is slightly lower, which means that Benalmádena has the economic and business strength that only cities that generate employment and wealth treasure. Since October 2007, we have not had a similar employment data, being currently among the municipalities of the province that generate more employment. Navas highlight the measures to protect companies, the lines of assistance launched by the public administrations, as well as the increase in hotel bookings in the British market as some of the causes that explain this data in our city. This is the result of several aspects. The strength of our business fabric, which has withstood the hard blow of the present situation of economic and social crisis caused by the pandemic, the aid put in place by the state through ERTES and ICO loans, which have allowed to maintain the workforce during the hardest months, and the aid provided from this city council as the plan Reopen Benalmádena Aid to self-employed and SMEs, or the plan to help the hotel plant. These figures support the power of our productive fabric, a situation that has reinforced last October when the British government lifted the restrictions to be able to travel to Spain from the UK, recovering British tourism its prominence on the Costa del Sol, occupying most of the hotel bookings and allowing our hotels to stay open longer. While launching this positive message about the recovery, Navas also wanted to ask for caution and individual responsibility in the face of the uncertainty generated by the appearance of new strains of the virus. This data elevate Benalmádena as one of the 5 cities in the province of Málaga that generates more employment. But we have to remain prudent. The emergence of a new strain keeps on the horizon the uncertainty about the evolution of the pandemic, which forces us to be maintaining caution because in the coming months could return restrictions. With 17.35%, Benalmádena is the 4th municipality with more than 40,000 inhabitants with less unemployment in the province, only behind Marbella, Estepona and Rincón de la Victoria.
The works at La Fuentezuela Road already finished, after a few problems during the execution that causes delays, and last week it was inaugurated. Now City Hall is working on an idea competition to bring a new use for the Bullring building.
Benalmádena's mayor, Víctor Navas, and Roads and Works Councilman, Joaquín Villazón, inaugurated last week the road of La Fuentezuela for its reopening to traffic after the completion of the improvement and expansion works. These are works that have involved several months of execution because problems occurred throughout its development. One of the slopes collapsed and, although fortunately no personal or material damage occurred, it did cause delays in the completion of the work. This action brings a considerable aesthetics and road traffic improvement on the access to the Ramón Rico Sports Center and to Benalmádena Pueblo Cemetery. Navas confirmed that the City Council is still working on the competition of ideas to bring a new use to this building, respecting the image and aesthetics that has kept so far. These works have not meant tearing down the Bull Ring. The Bull Ring has been closed since 2011, and a report of the municipal technicians certified it a state of ruin, which is why we must find a solution for the building, and we are working on it. The idea is, through the aforementioned competition of ideas, to raise a project for its conversion into a building for cultural and multipurpose use, allowing to hold all kinds of events. Villazón highlighted the improvement made to the road with the new green areas, providing a dignifying entrance to Benalmádena's Sports Center. We have managed not only to rearrange the spaces with new green areas, but to give greater prominence to the Bull Ring, reducing its integration into the environment. The main goal behind this action was providing a dignified entrance to the Sports Center of Benalmádena Pueblo, improving the flow of traffic in the area and facilitating the arrival and departure to the sports facilities.
After the rise on the incidence rate all around Spain, Benalmádena's Mayor Víctor Navas is asking the citizens for prudence and personal responsibility to stop COVID. He also encouraged everybody to be vaccinated in order to prevent virus mutations.
Almost 75% of patients admitted to intensive care units in Malaga hospitals are not vaccinated against the coronavirus, and the patients who arrive with the complete vaccination schedule are elderly or people with weakened immune systems in whom the number of antibodies has decreased. This affirmation was made by Hospital Clínico Medical Director and Head of the Intensive Care Unit, Maria Antonia Estecha, who also revealed that the average age of those receiving care in an intensive care unit is currently around 50. Recovery is better in the case of those vaccinated against the virus than those that are not, she added. The average period that patients remain in intensive care is about 2 weeks, although one person affected by COVID who has spent 70 days in the intensive care unit has recently been discharged from the hospital. Dr. Estecha said that the healthcare pressure that now exists in hospitals due to coronavirus is acceptable both on the wards in the intensive care units and explained that unvaccinated people can infect around 4 or 5 times more than those who have received COVID jabs. In the case of those people vaccinated, the virus replicates less than therefore, although they can become infected and transmit the coronavirus to others. It does so to a lesser extent since their viral load is lower. These findings were confirmed by a Pasteur Institute study. Many public health experts consider that people's refusal to be coronavirus jabbed is a breeding ground to facilitate the circulation of the virus and point to the wave of infections that is sweeping different European countries, especially in those with a lower vaccination rate. Meanwhile, the latest report from the European Centre for Disease Control and Prevention highlight that the current vaccines are achieving the desired effects since they prevent the disease from causing serious illness or death. The ECDE claims that without the vaccines, the number of deaths and hospitalizations could have been 3 times higher. However, it points out that the effectiveness of the serums, whose is around 80%, can be slightly reduced over time, especially in the most vulnerable people, hence the need to inject a 3rd dose. After the rise in the number of cases, Benalmádena's Mayor Víctor Navas sent a message of responsibility to our citizens last week. The incidence rate in Benalmádena continues to rise and is already at numbers that are beginning to be worrying, also having a fairly low percentage of vaccination in the health district of Costa del Sol. I want to ask for prudence and responsibility to the citizenship in general and encourage vaccination to all those who have not yet done it. The virus changes and mutates with each infection, and the more people are unvaccinated, the easier it is for it to mutate. It is unfair to the vaccinated that for 20 or 30% of people who do not want to be vaccinated, the whole society is exposed. And not only that, also our productive and commercial fabric suffers due to uncertainty and closures. Please, responsibility and vaccination now because it is very necessary.
Benalmádena's Mayor Víctor Navas showed support to our firefighters on the presentation of their benefic calendar. The proceeds will go to the Spanish Association Against Cancer and Benalmádena's Association for the Care of the Disabled.
Benalmádena's fire department took some vehicles and part of its staff to the streets last Tuesday to present the benefic calendar they have created to collaborate with associations in the municipality. The exterior of the El Bilbil Castle was the stage chosen to highlight this initiative with the goal of raising funds for the Spanish Association Against Cancer and Benalmádena's Association for the Care of the Disabled. Benalmádena's Mayor Víctor Navas, Security Councilman Javier Marín, and Social Welfare Councilwoman Alicia Ladaga wanted to support the initiative. Marín highlighted the involvement of our municipal services in Benalmádena's daily life. Today, we have been able to know the exquisite work done by Benalmádena's firefighters with this calendar, an initiative that has started from them with the aim of collaborating with social groups in the municipality. I want to thank them for the effort, not only the one they make every day during their service, but for always trying to go a little further, contributing to respond to some of the needs of the municipality's NGOs. Ladaga was very grateful with this action from the firefighters. I want to thank our firefighters for this benefic initiative made for the benefit of two such important associations in our municipality as ABAT and AECC. We encourage other groups to promote this type of initiatives to support Benalmádena's associative fabric. On behalf of the firefighters, we spoke with Carlos Zorzo, who took the opportunity to encourage other security forces to make their benefic calendar, and thank the photographer and the collaborators for their participation. We've managed in record time to get this small project off the ground. In the calendar, we wanted to balance the portrait of our daily work with the classic image of this type of initiatives, also putting the focus on emblematic places of the municipality, such as the Marina or El Bilbil Castle. In the fire department, we are always trying to help others. Although we provide our service during disasters, we can also help in other ways, as in this benefit initiative. I want to thank the collaboration of the Marina and the photographer María Aguilar Cuenca. The calendars can be purchased for a price of €6 at a fixed point of sale at the Benalmádena fire station.
And these are today's headlines. Awareness and education against gender violence. Benalmádena moves towards the economic recovery. La Fuentezuela Road reopens to traffic. Navas asks for responsibility and vaccination to stop COVID. The firefighters showed their skills on a benefic calendar. The weather forecast for the weekend will leave us with slightly cloudy or clear skies, tending to cloudy or overcast from north to south starting in the afternoon. Temperatures unchanged or slightly rising, with light frost in inland areas. Winds from the northwest occasionally strong. And that's all. Thank you for watching us, and remember, you can stay updated on our website or social media profile on Facebook and Twitter. Have a good night and enjoy the weekend.